people that know what's going on. And where are all the people who don't know what's going on? That's what we have to, that's what this was all about. 1,000 people didn't show up. Well, we were prepared, but anyway. It's really, it's about an anniversary, we all know that. But it also is about all the violence that's been trickled down for so long, part of this society, about this tyranny. And it trickles right down into our local lives almost immediately. And we feel it with cop brutality, we feel it in the forest defense. We have somebody here that really, I'm so glad he is able to come along. He's known to us as Sleeper. He's been with us for years. He was here long before I was here. But he was here with David Gypsy Chain when David was killed back in '98. And I would so appreciate if he could take a little time here to explain, you know, what that means to us in the forest movement and to the whole local community if they know more about it. Sleeper, please. Thanks everybody for giving me this chance. I just want to say, you know, September 17th, 1998, 14 years ago today, I went on a direct action to a different kind of occupation. We were occupying a timber harvest plan. Maxam Corporation was doing illegal logging at the time. And on that day, 14 years ago today, we lost one of our best. David Nathan Chain was his name. And he was killed when a logger aggressively falling trees in our direction, threatening us with every stroke, every tree he cut, said this one's coming your way. And he was not exaggerating. He was not making idle threats. And we lost one of a really brave occupier that day. And today's another anniversary, right? You all are here because Occupy started a year ago today. Well, I wasn't there. I have not occupied in the last year. But I wanted to come out. I was so happy to be a part of this today because every time I saw or read or heard about what you were doing, I gave so much thanks, and you meant so much to me because the spirit of David Nathan Chain was alive every time you occupied. All right, so we weren't all around and able to be present, but you were representing us, you were representing him, you were representing me. Obviously, we were all part of the 99%, right? But I have occupied. I didn't occupy with you in the last year, but I have occupied. So in '91, we occupied the administration building at UCLA to stop the first Gulf War. We occupied every tree and timber harvest plan we could get our hands on during the so-called timber wars here in Humboldt County. And one of the things that always drove me crazy about being involved in the movement for social change was the outright insistence on the mainstream media and mainstream society to misunderstand our actions. And so, you know, a lot of times they'll say, well, what are you guys about? I don't know what it's about. Why are you there? Well, these aren't simple issues. You know, in '98, there was an illegal logging plan going on. They were cutting down old growth forests. They were breaking the law to do so. That's an environmental issue, okay? But wait, that company, Maxam, was a bad corporate citizen. So there's a social justice issue going on. They put their workers out of work. They raided the pension fund of that company to pay for the financial shenanigans that, you know, they used some very clever financial instruments to buy out Pacific Lumber Company, a sustainably run, locally owned company. Very similar to the financial shenanigans that caused our financial collapse. Issues aren't just neatly packaged as environmentalists go over and do your environmental issue over there by yourselves, and that somehow will not relate to economic issues, to social justice issues. The issues are related. They always are going to be related. They always have been. And when you're out there and you're occupying as the 99%, I understood that. So I couldn't be a part of it, but you were speaking to me, and I think there's a lot of people who do understand it. And your message was exceptionally clear to someone who tried to pay attention to what it was about. And I just want to thank you and honor your efforts. over the last year, and to say that really to me, the entire time that I was active directly on the front lines from 91 to 2001, I kept saying one day, man, everybody's just going to get it, man. One day, people are going to just throw everything down and they're going to just stop going to work and stop going to school, and one day there's going to be a big uprising. And, you know, life kind of took over. I had to do some other things, and then, you know, I had the big uprising when I wasn't able to be there. But I just want to thank you and let you know it didn't go unnoticed. And like I said, any day that we can bring out our issues, bring them together, I want you to just try to remember the name of David Nathan Chain when you're out here and doing any other actions. All our issues are tied together. Don't let anybody marginalize our issues. Don't let us be just an environmentalist or just a social activist. We are all people, and there's no just involved in any of it. I think that when we marginalize and separate out and we don't understand one another, refuse to understand our issues and how we're all tied together, that just allows us to be treated as less than human. And that's when, you know, real damage can occur to an individual's life, like what happened in the forest that day, where people can be treated as just as other than us, as less human than us. And that's one of the things I think that this movement is about. It brings us all together, it brings issues together, and we should never allow our issues to be marginalized. And so today I'm just here in solidarity with you, and I want to thank you for just keeping the movement alive. And I'm just honored to be here, and thank you very much.